Oh, yeah, I think it's gonna have an evolution. Not really an evolution, it's gonna have a different form. Because I think the next form is gonna be an electric steel type. Because, just like Hoopa, his other form will be Hoopa Unbound. Now, for this one, it's saying, it's like the way it explains itself, it's already hinting at that it has other properties. If it's gaining more metal, just like how Regirock's collecting more rocks to rebuild itself. Like Melton, he has Terminator 2 type of syndrome where metal liquid kind of makes them healthy again, but if it adds more to it, it's going to become pretty much monstrous. Who knows what it's going to look like if it does change forms. What is up, Scar Knight, bringing you a video which I expected that this would happen. I had a feeling that Melton was going to evolve into this new Pokemon. So basically, a couple days later after I posted that video about Melton, pretty much they have this video of like, it almost looked like a live action CGI'd type of video of this like little girl playing with all this Melton and wondering about him, and like it looked kind of realistic, and it alluded to the idea that all these Meltons were hanging out together, and once they got all in one or whatever, there was this giant shadowy figure, and people were trying to speculate whether it was a new form or a new evolution, and it actually is a new evolution. This is Melmetal, so hopefully you guys are enjoying the new game Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee over the weekend. But you could actually get this thing by transferring this Pokemon over to Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, pretty much. Pretty much some stuff that I wanted to say is Melton is made out of mercury, and that gold nut is tantalum. And the fact that Melmetal is pretty much the same, just a hardened version of it, it also has iron in it. So something I didn't know was that mercury, well, I kind of did know, but it absorbs other metals except for tantalum and iron. So it's a very interesting thing. And this is one of the things that kind of confirms it, is double iron badge. It's a move that only he can know, which is weird because it does kind of remind me of a Registeel, only like more traditional. But the way it was revealed, it was one of those other Oak and Professor Willow cross between things, where, I don't know, like I said, I still feel like it's a bit weird. They kind of just show up and they're just talking, and Professor Oak knows all this information. He's all like, oh yes, I got this box right here. I'm sure this is related to Melton. And pretty much Professor Willow's like, what the heck? How come you didn't tell me? Alright, I'll try to gather as many Melton as I can. And Professor Willow's doing all the work and all this information still. It's like, what the heck? So Professor Willow eventually caught a whole bunch of Melton, and he got the box, and for some reason this box is like more activating towards nature. At least that's what it seems like. What they don't tell you is that, because when I first saw it, I'm all like, so it's in nature, so why can't Professor Oak just go outside? No, it's supposed to be saying like it only evolves in Pokemon Go. It can't possibly evolve in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Because the way it evolves, and you might think that maybe all these Meltons, if you get enough of them, they'll eventually evolve. And that'd be crazy, because Professor Willow did some Olympic record-breaking things right here, because I think this is in place of what it's supposed to be, but it says you need 400 Melton candies to evolve into a Melmetal. And I'm thinking that these 400 Melton candies are in place of the actual 400 Melton, because if you had to catch 400 Melton, and most of the time when you're playing Pokemon games, you don't even catch 400 Pokemon. Not even close. Like, you could barely scratch the surface with 100 if you're lucky enough. That's why they use the 400 candy thing. It's easier to get, and like, like I said, I haven't played Pokemon Go, but candy's easy to come by, I'm sure. But once that all happens, you get yourself a Melmetal as soon as you activate the box, because it's kind of an event thing, and then you could just easily transfer over to the games, and that's your cross-platform promotion pretty much. Now I do like the design of Melmetal, honestly, but I would say Melmetal's a bit Melton is a bit better as design, but like, yeah, it's the Hexnut Pokemon, and they do have shiny forms now. Like Melton is kind of like a copper, almost bronze look, and Melmetal is almost the same. And for some reason it's not on Bulbapedia, but I have seen this other thing. Unless I don't know where I got it from then, I'm not sure. But it continues with the weird video where like Oka's all like, oh yes, of course, Melmetal. It's all like, why are you holding this information? Okay, well maybe he didn't know about Melmetal, but I'd be fine if it was just it's not a discovery if you already knew about this. It doesn't, what? I mean, I don't know, man. Like I see this picture where he's just in there, in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, LGP and LGE. I think that's just the thing, but they said that the National Pokédex is going to continue on, and it's going to be 808 and 809. I think those are all the Pokemon. It's like very towards the end, so that's how many Pokemon there are so far. I believe it's 808 and 809. Is it? Yeah. 809 Pokemon, Jesus. Lately in the Pokemon movies, there was, you saw Ho-Oh versus Marshadow, and then you see Lugia versus so-and-so. I think it was like Zeraora or something like that. And people are speculating it might be Melmetal in the movie versus possibly Mewtwo. I'm kind of upset that, like, okay, it's about time Ho-Oh got his movie, but like, why did they give another movie to Lugia? It kind of odds, like, it doesn't. That's like when they had a movie for Entei Suicune and not for Raikou, but then when they finally had Raikou in the movie, they added Suicune and Entei anyway. It's all like, that's not fair for Raikou. A good story to match Melmetal, and if I were to think of one, would be probably, well, who needs a movie? I guess if it's just Raikou, I'd be fine with it. Like, Legend of Thunder doesn't count because that's Pokemon Special. Maybe Raikou, because since Melmetal, I wonder if it still had properties to like absorb electricity. This is what it says in his biology. Melmetal is a large silver Pokemon with roughly humanoid build. The name consists of a liquid metal that is reflective. Many large dark gray hexagonal nuts appear on its body, including its shoulders, elbows, and hands. One in the middle of the chest and one in each foot. A gold-colored nut makes up its chest, and a second one serves at its head. Much like Melton, it has a gray orb that serves as its pupil and a small red tail. I didn't even notice the red tail, honestly. Let me take a look at it. I could barely see it. I never noticed it till now. I thought that his tail just disappeared for some reason. Melmetal was known of in ancient times to worship for the ability to create metal. Its body is incredibly sturdy due to evolving from combined Melton. Due to the state of its liquid metal body, the arms are very flexible, capable of delivering powerful punches. Melmetal is the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Double Iron Bash, which is the signature move I mentioned. In the Pokédex of the two games, it says, revered long ago for its capacity to create iron from nothing. For some reason, it has come back to life after 3,000 years. I wonder what's the correlation there, like what happened between those 3,000 years? I mean, it could be because of the whole timeline thing with AZ. I don't know if that has to do with anything. Because thousands of years ago, AZ fired the cannon to try to destroy his war opponents, and that kind of messed us up all and split the timeline and all. So maybe that's the correlation, because Melmetal was never, I mean, it's obviously discovered again, so it wasn't a thing in red, blue, yellow, and green, and fire red and leaf green, and these count as the new series core of game, and this is But like I said, like the 3rd or 4th timeline or something. Because like I said, red, blue, and green is there, and yellow is his own thing. And then there's fire red and leaf green. That's 3 timelines. And then there's gold, silver, crystal. Or no, gold and silver. Then there's crystal, and then there's hard gold and soul silver. And who else knows what? I don't even know what's gonna be the 2nd gen games. And for 3rd gen, there's already ruby, sapphire, and then emerald, and then omega ruby and alpha sapphire. And then for diamond and pearl, and then platinum, and so on and so forth. Black and white 2. X and Y, sun and moon, and ultra sun and moon is a separate timeline. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like Raikou could work better since Melmetal could absorb electricity. Maybe Raikou could be possessed or something. Or who else needs a movie? Celebi got his own movie. Or her own. I feel like Celebi's feminine. I want to see Registeel versus Melmetal. Honestly, that's a match I kind of want to see. I feel like Melmetal will win. I'm gonna look at its stats. His attack and defense is 143 and his HP is 135, so it's pretty decent there. No surprise that it's not that fast. His special defense is his weak point. Special attack isn't all that great, but it's a physical attacker. Let me look at Melton's stats comparatively. I had a feeling it was gonna be such a strong Pokemon. It's not that bad in speed comparatively to his worst stat, which is special defense, but attack and defense is 65 and its HP is 46 for some random reason. Special attack's 55, special defense 35, speed is 34. Alright. By the way, Melmetal is just steel type. It's not like steel electric like I thought it would be. But I guess it still has capabilities of absorbing electricity. I don't think I lost that at all. The only last thing is Melmetal and its pre-evolution are the only mythical Pokemon that are part of an evolution line. So yeah, I think that's about it for Melton and Melmetal. So like I said, hopefully you guys are enjoying your time playing Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Like I said, I didn't cover it because it's pretty much red, blue, and yellow, and you know, maybe some other time I would talk about a game like hopefully 8th gen will come out and I'll talk about that. I'm not gonna play a new game straight off the bat, but I don't have problem speculating things. But it looks like this might be the last 7th gen video period. Unless I'm wrong. Maybe Pokemon Eclipse is gonna come out, but give me your thoughts and opinions when it comes to Melton and Melmetal, and feel free to tweet me or Facebook me about your experiences with the game, whether you caught a shiny Pokemon or not. Kinda don't mind seeing it, so yeah, that's gonna be it. If you like this video, don't forget to press that like button. If you really like this video, please consider subscribing. If you haven't considered subscribing yet, please watch another one of my videos. I play the video games, and if you like playing video games, you might like my stuff. With that being said, in the next video, well, it's part of the design playlist as well. More likely in the next video, I'm going to talk about 2nd generations of Fakemon, about their designs and stuff like that. So if you want to know about that, I suggest that you start with Generation 1 of the Zanaya region. And yeah, white tigers and dragons to you. Don't forget to vote. To vote, just press or just type in the comments what game you would like me to play for the 10th Let's Play. And yeah, white tigers and dragons to you. You've been scarred by the night. I'm out.